Friends, the past 18 months have taught us so many lessons about the need to reinforce our social safety net. And it's exposed the very worst in the for-profit long-term care system. Private corporations cutting corners, chronic understaffing, low wages, precarious work, unsafe conditions, and so much more that has resulted in some of the worst situations imaginable for our seniors.
Shame! Shame!
The residents and the frontline workers of long-term care deserve better. And I'm so happy to see so many friends from labor here, folks from OFSU, UFCW, SEIU, CUPE, Unifor, labor councils here. This is very much labor's fight. The fight for better conditions for workers and residents is a fight that we are united in. And PSAC has joined that fight by launching our Make Rivera Public campaign. You see, as Sister Collins just explained, the Public Sector Pension Investment Board is responsible for the pension plan for roughly 80% of PSAC membership. That's about 150,000 federal public service workers, that's a tongue twister, from coast to coast to coast. And this pension provider owns Revera. How do we feel about Revera? Revera is Canada's second largest private for-profit long-term care operator. They run facilities with some of the worst COVID-19 outbreaks in Canada, including the largest outbreak here in Ontario. They mismanage facilities, they lie about conditions, they lie about staffing levels, and they dodge taxes. Shame.
Shame!
Revera doesn't care about seniors. They only care about profits. And that's why we're calling on the federal government to bring Revera into public ownership and to urgently enact national standards for long-term care. Because the workers whose pension plans are being invested in this way are angry. And it is a justified anger. Residents of Ontario's for-profit homes are 4 times more likely to die from COVID-19 than those living at public facilities. And while thousands have died of COVID, multi-billion-dollar corporations like Revera have profited off this pandemic. The problem here is the for-profit model, and the solution is bringing these homes into the public sector. And yet governments, governments across the country, federal and provincial, have failed to coordinate an effective response. And it's unacceptable.
Unacceptable!
Friends, make some noise if you're angry about this. Faites du bruit si vous êtes fâchés. That's right. And we're going to take that anger and turn it into action. We're going to turn it to action at the polls in the next provincial election so we can get Doug Ford, that trash bag, out of here. But much more than that, we're going to turn that anger into action by continuing to organize like this in our communities and joining the Health Coalition's call: no more broken promises, no more substandard care, no more unsafe and precarious working conditions, and no more profiting off the deaths of seniors. We demand action. Friends, I'm so fired up to be here with you all today. Thank you for having me. Thank you to the Ottawa Health Coalition for inviting me and for organizing this rally. I'm going to ask you to do one thing. If everyone can take out their phones real quick. I'm going to ask everyone to open up your browser and go to makereverapublic.ca, makereverapublic.ca, and join PSAC's call to bring Revera into public ownership. And let's put an end to care that is for profit and not for people. Merci tout le monde, solidarité.